Michael parked the car on the bridge, then unscrewed the bolts on the railing. He opened the trunk, took out 2 bags of pork, put them on the front seat, then used a stick to jam the gas pedal. He looked at the tattoo on his wrist, 1037, then turned on the car's radio. The car had been specially modified. As long as the radio was tuned to 103.7, the car would explode. The cops would think it was an accident and stop looking for them. That was Michael's escape plan. But when they pushed the car off the bridge, the explosion didn't happen. Michael figured the radio must have malfunctioned. Just then, sirens got louder. The cops were almost there. They had to make the explosion happen. Michael decided to play rock, paper, scissors to see who would check the radio. Unexpectedly, Lincoln stepped up, climbed into the car. He tuned the radio to 103.7. The next second, everything was under Michael's control. The cops really thought they were dead, at least, until the autopsy results came in. They'd ease up on the manhunt. Michael took Lincoln out to the countryside. They ran into Nika, who was there to help. Michael promised her, once they got to Mexico, she'd get $10,000. But after they got in the car, Michael didn't notice. 2 sets of eyes were watching them. It was the 2 guys who'd been hunting Michael, Bellick and his partner. Turns out, back at Fox River Prison, Nika had pretended to be Michael's wife for a visit. Bellick remembered her face, so he followed Nika and found Michael. Bellick planned to take Michael in for the $500,000 reward, but then he learned about Michael's next move. When the escape happened, Cooper tragically died. Before he died, he told Michael where he'd buried $5 million. Michael's next stop was Utah, where the $5 million was hidden. Bellick chased Michael down and forced them to stop. When Michael tried to escape, Bellick walked up with a pew-pew. Michael thought he was after the reward, but what he didn't expect was that Bellick was after the $5 million in Utah. With no choice, Michael had to go with Bellick to Utah. At that moment, Lincoln pretended to fall, picked up a piece of glass, and put it under the car's tire. Before they got far, the tire went flat, and there was no spare. Bellick had no choice but to send his buddy 3 miles away to get a new tire. He stayed to guard Michael and the others. At this point, Nika learned about the $5 million. She blamed Michael for being heartless. She'd worked hard for them, and he only offered her $10,000. As they argued, Bellick enjoyed watching, but what he didn't know was that this was all part of Michael's trap. Next, he tells Nika to fake a fight over the money to gain Bellick's trust. Bellick watches them argue. He can't help but laugh. Soon after, Nika approaches Bellick, pretends to switch sides. She demands a third of the $5 million.
So, deal?
Deal.
Bellick agrees without thinking, but then he realizes his pew-pew is gone from his waist. Before he can act, his partner comes back with the new tire, but when he walks in,
oh, you really suck, Bellick, you know that?
Michael ties both of them up. Bellick warns Nika, says Michael will betray her like he did Sarah. He tells her Sarah is heartbroken, even tried to end her life. Michael is shaken by this. He immediately calls Sarah. He tells her everything between them was real.
There's a way I can protect you. It's already in your possession.
What are you talking about?
It was real, Sarah. You and me. It's real.
But Nika overhears his confession. It stings her deeply. She's been helping Michael because she loves him too. After handling Bellick, Michael and Nika part ways. But during their goodbye hug, Nika steals Lincoln's pew-pew.
I loved you, Michael. And I thought I was gonna get that back, but you just used me.
She pulls out her phone, tries to call the cops on Michael, but she underestimates Lincoln. Lincoln already took the pew-pew magazine off. At that moment, her hope shatters.
Good luck to you.
Just like that, Michael said goodbye to Nika and left for Double K Ranch in Utah. The town is tiny, barely any people around. Finding $5 million should be easy, but Michael asks around. No one has heard of KK Ranch. Lincoln starts to doubt Cooper's story, but a dying man usually doesn't lie. Cooper even wanted some of the money for his daughter, so they take a chance and head to the archives. Michael finds a detailed map, spots KK Ranch in the directory. The info is on page 1213, but when he flips to that page, it's been torn out.
No. Someone else does.